Recording on.
Oh my God. Here we go.
There's no turning back.
Oh, wait.
now.
You didn't check my sound level, did you?
I'm checking it right now.
Okay.
We're streamlining the process.
Because I came in hot.
You came in hot. I'm coming in
hot. That's what our friend's little girl said. My friend.
Our friend's little British girl. Jumping into a pool.
And she's like.
Her sisters.
And she goes, I'm coming in hot.
I'm coming in hot.
I'm coming in hot.
Because she was jumping
on a raft.
with the raft.
Yeah, and it's glided up against everybody.
I'm coming in hot. Welcome to Stay
of Homekins.
My name is Paul F. Tompkins.
My name is Janie Haddad Tompkins.
I'm a comedian.
I'm an actress.
We are a married couple living in Los Angeles, and this is our after dinner podcast.
We just talk. That's the whole deal.
That's it. Welcome, new listeners.
I didn't even cook dinner tonight. We got pizza. I got it on the way home.
I also didn't cook dinner tonight.
You did place the order for the pizza. I called you from the car. This is what happened.
Yeah, let's break this down.
I called you from the car, and I said, I'm 15 minutes away from the pizza place. Why don't...
Name redacted.
Why don't you call? Why don't you order it?
Yeah.
Text me the details. I'll swing by and grab it.
This is what we mean by marriage being a partnership.
It was so easy to make that happen.
Yes.
I parked illegally.
Yeah.
Put my hazards on.
Fuck the man.
It was a victimless crime because it was like a big stretch of curb painted red that didn't hurt. That didn't hurt nobody.
It didn't hurt nobody.
It didn't hurt nobody.
You weren't in the way of a fire truck.
No.
This time.
I wasn't blocking a walkway or anything like that. Anyway, we should reveal that even though this episode is technically our August episode.
No, this is unprecedented, I think.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. Maybe by a day or two, we've been a little early, pre-recorded.
But we are recording this a week before the time when we usually would be recording.
Tell the fans why. Tell the fans.
Hey, fans.
Hey, fans. Hey,
you know
fans.
what? First of all, can I say I love having this time with the fans to just talk, to just talk with them.
Yeah.
These are the moments that we do this. This is why we do this. I'm going on tour with Comedy Bang Bang.
I have been
the podcast
secretly calling it the COVID reinfection tour.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm going to be doing everything I can to not get COVID on this tour.
I mean, Paul and I had COVID back in May, avoided it for over 2 years.
After it was cool.
We got one of the Omicrons.
Yes.
And now, I just, apparently we can get it again.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying.
Yeah.
So that's that.
And the thing that makes it, I don't know if this makes it better or worse, but in the last time we toured,
which was what, 2019 or the beginning of
maybe 2019? No, not beginning of 2020. I think it was.
Well, I know that y'all did. Remember, because we met up in November of 2019 in New York, and me, you, and Scott and Lauren went to Broadway and Sardi's, and it was
2019.
Yeah, in November of 2019.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So
yeah, that was so fun.
Previously, the tour had been the last iteration of the tour was me and Scott and Lauren. And, and then we'd have other guests who would come and go.
Yes.
And now Lauren, because she has
a baby.
Well, she has a baby, but she also is going to be shooting a film.
Oh, she is. Okay.
So she can't
here in LA. In LA?
No, not here in LA. So she can't join us on the tour, which is sad.
At all? I thought she was. Oh, I see. Okay.
Because she has. I think she's the lead of this movie, and so she can't get COVID.
Which is great that she is, because I don't know if y'all have seen Lauren's movie, The Last Missy. It is so funny.
The Wrong Missy.
Sorry, the wrong. Sorry,
that's the sequel. That's going to be the sixth sequel.
No, The Wrong Missy.
It's going to be The Wrong Missy, then The Right Missy.
It's so funny. She's
she's amazing in it.
She steals the movie,
but so she has to be really, really careful.
Right. She can't go perform in front of a bunch of people and like hold up the film crew if she got laid up with COVID.
Because it would wreck everything. Yeah. So, so that means there's going to be more people coming in and out. Like there's going to be people that will be joining us for a leg of the tour, and then they leave, and then somebody new comes in for the next leg.
So there's going to be so Comedy Bang Bang is touring a lot of the United States for all of August. So if you want to see Paul live and Scott and some other comedians do their thing, check out the Comedy Bang Bang tour. I know I sound like a parent, because that's how much.
Let's see Paul do his thing.
Do his thing. His thing. So anyway, we're pre-recording. We actually had talked about.
Oh, but wait. So now I'm wondering, is it better that it's going to be people coming in and out, or is that worse?
Like for not getting COVID, you mean? Wait, better or worse for what?
Is it for the COVID risk?
It's cookie time.
Hi, Cuckoo. You're very a little early. Late.
I said early.
Well, we started already, and where was Cuckoo?
I thought Cuckoo's usually like a sneak attack in the later part.
It's like Cuckoo is running for the bus.
Cuckoo, I got my weekend water, honey.
Cuckoo, you do you.
And I'm just like having this, and okay. Well, so wait. So you're saying, is it worse? Wait, what? I think it's better. For getting it, because you're exposing yourself to more unmasked.
To more people, yeah.
So that's going to make it a lot, because you guys perform unmasked. But I mean, what can you do? Like, this is where we are. Like, this is where we are with the, everyone's just as vaxxed as they can be, and they mask when you have to, and then.
I would feel better if there were mask mandates at the theater.
Yeah.
At the theaters that we're playing, but I have a feeling it's just not in place.
It's like, it's the Wild West out there.
People are over it. People are over it. But here's the thing.
Now, I will say this. Mm-hmm. The big surge in LA, because they were going to do like a mask mandate this week in LA, because there was the big, the new Omicron surge.
I like that they gave people
time to get it, time to get COVID. But now they're saying it's like,
we're going to do a mask mandate very soon. It's like, just do it now.
Yeah, right.
We all still have the fucking masks.
I mean, at this point, they want us to be the guinea pigs, I guess. But
maybe.
So now they're saying that it has kind of flattened out. And so perhaps by the time y'all get out on the road and the places you're going, the surge is on the other side of things.
I hope so.
So maybe it won't be as quite as touchy as last month and a half.
Well, my plan is I am going to wear a mask the entire time I'm backstage. Mm-hmm. I'm going to wear a mask anytime I'm not on stage, essentially.
Right.
And I'm not going to hang out after the show.
I'm going to share air.
I'm going to try to share as little air as possible.
Don't share the air.
So after the show, I'm not going to be like going out and hanging out. I'm going right back to the room.
Plus, y'all have to get up at the crack of dawn and go to the next city anyway every time
It's not always the crack of dawn. Sometimes it's like, it depends on how far away the next place is. But sometimes we get to sleep in a little bit. Okay. We do have to, I don't know why this is happening, but the flight to Minneapolis, which is the first stop on Monday, the flight is 6 a.m., which is, that's early.
Yeah. But it's really but that's really 8 a.m. in Minneapolis.
I don't give a shit. We get there 11:30 a.m. and then I hope we can get into the
hotel
so I can take a
nap.
But we'll see. I'm not thrilled about that, but I can do it.
Well, there's a lot that's broken right now about travel.
That's very true.
So I'm interested in how this tour will progress.
Well, luckily,
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, luckily we're not doing planes a whole lot.
Right.
To get to the show.
Sure.
So we'll take a plane to an area and then we'll drive, from place to place to place. Mm-hmm. So, there's only I think 3 flights that we have to worry about.
When this episode drops in August, you will be mid-tour, essentially.
I wouldn't even say mid.
When this episode drops.
Yeah, it'll be like the first third of the tour.
Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, because we do like the second. It's not the...
Oh, the second Friday?
Isn't it always the second Friday of the month?
I don't
Listen,
know.
we have a monthly podcast. We don't even know when the episodes drop.
Maybe you do. I don't know. You're supposed to be consistent with that, but I don't know if we are. Are we?
No, we are.
We are? Okay.
We basically, I think we picked... Should I look at the calendar?
No. Don't make other people sit through this.
Okay, but like we basically were like, oh, it should always be the second of the... Well, Anyway, here's the deal, guys.
Because first Friday, of course, you go to Mass.
If you're new to our podcast, we used to be weekly.
During the pandemic. During quarantine, I should say. Because the pandemic is still happening.
It's great.
What an interesting time in which to live.
Okay, so I will say this. If I win the lottery tonight, because the jackpot is like $1.3 billion.
It's 1.3 billion? Jesus.
Or 1.2 billion.
Oh. That's still good.
I mean, here's the weird thing about it is like, I want to win, but I don't want to win. Do you know what I'm saying?
No. Why don't you want to win?
Because first of all, if I open I have the lottery app on my phone. Because like if I ever play the lottery, I just put the little numbers in. It's like really convenient.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I like to buy. Here's the deal. If I win from the area liquor store, then they get, they win too.
Right.
Like they get a cut.
Right.
That's
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. I think the money goes toward like education or something.
Now, you said this to me earlier, and
But
you've had a chance to investigate.
Sure. I forgot to Google it because I really wanted to eat that pizza that we got.
I know.
So wait. So here's the deal. This is why I think it would be fun to win the lottery. Mm-hmm. Is because I would like to experience the exhilaration of my life changing in an instant for something positive and not negative.
Right.
Because you know how like when your life changes in an instant and people are like, your life can change in an instant. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of times it's for something not good.
Your life can change in an instant for something not good?
Like most of the time when somebody is like, hey, yeah, my life changed in an instant.
I see what you're saying.
It's like not because of like a positive thing. It's because like you met a serial killer on a bus or something,
exactly.
And they like put you in a trunk.
Yes.
But then you escaped, but it was 3 years of captivity.
Right.
Or something.
A supervillain destroyed your
something like
building.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. But then when it's like my life changed in an instant, like when I qualified for the Olympics or when I, like something where it's like positive like that, I think it would be exhilarating and fun to experience.
Right.
Yes. So I feel like that's what like would be a fun experience of winning the lottery. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, like if I saw on the app that my numbers match, I would instantly barf.
Yeah, I don't know. Why would you?
I would instantly barf.
Why?
Okay.
You think you would just be so overcome by the fact that it happened? That would be your first reaction.
Instantaneously. Right. I want you to think about this.
Okay, I'll try.
If you instantaneously, just by pure chance,
right,
became 1 minute you have in your life.
I'm a bum. I'm a loser.
And then the next second, you're a fucking billionaire. Mm-hmm. In 1 second. Mm-hmm. You don't think you would barf?
I guess, you
don't think you would barf?
I don't know. I can't say for sure that that's what I would do. I don't even think it would enter my mind that that's what would happen.
Your body would not experience.
Maybe I would go into toxic shock.
You mean like when tampons are left up in you?
Yeah. I would get toxic shock syndrome.
Is that made up?
No, I don't think so.
I've never fucking known anyone that had toxic shock syndrome in my entire life.
Well, nobody talks about it because it's shameful.
Like a QAnon thing? Like they made up toxic shock syndrome to keep women down.
I bet it is. Well, I don't think Q is necessarily interested in raising women up. All right. Every year, about half of all adults in California buy at least one ticket, knowing that win or lose, a portion of the price of the ticket goes to support California's public K through 12 schools and colleges.
Cool. See? So that's why it's like fun.
Interesting that they don't say what amount the portion is.
That's a good point.
Thank you.
Honestly, I do think it is fun to play, but on the other hand, like, it's like you'll never win. No one's ever going to win.
I mean, somebody's got to win it.
That's what my dad's all. You can't win the lottery unless you buy a ticket. Yeah. But he says that about every single like circumstance.
Yes, it's
meaning
true.
Like
you can't win if you don't play. Yeah.
Right? Like you got to participate.
Yeah. He participates in pickleball. And look, he's a wreck.
He's like a pickleball. He's the OG pickleball. By the way, I've noticed hipsters. Have moved into the pickleball space.
Everybody's playing it now. People we know. It's happening to everyone. And what's really funny is we finally saw it for the first time on a reality show.
Yeah, we did.
Like, by the way, I never knew what it looked like.
We've added another reality show to our... What happened was the one reality show we watch, okay, which is Southern fucking Charm.
Yes.
It ended and it ended so fast on the streamer that we were watching it on that another one instantly began. And
yes,
so then
against
we were
our
like,
will.
and then like as soon as it starts, like you're hypnotized. Then you're like, what's this dumb thing?
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you're on season 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So we did start Southern Charm Savannah, which by the way, only had 2 seasons.
Yes. And it was canceled because it's very boring.
I refuse to look up the fate of the people until we finish the 2nd season because...
I admire that.
Yeah. Just because like... Anyway, there was a pickleball scene in it.
Yes. And so we finally saw what pickleball looked like.
Yeah. And I guess, yeah.
This show is like, first of all, Southern Charm...
It's not exactly exciting.
No, nothing happens. The people are all kind of dull.
Also, can I just
say... They have the same fights over and over again.
I feel like now I see everything the producers ask them to do.
Yes.
Like, there was...
You can see the prompts.
There was like a minute where they were a little bit less phoning it in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're like, drop that box and let some mementos fall out. I mean, honestly,
that looked very,
everything is so staged.
Okay, so
everything is so staged.
One of the amazing characters, Austin, his childhood home is being sold. So, of course, he enlists his friends to go help move, even though everyone's rich. But they're still
they all have like businesses.
Let's get these 2 drunks to help me. So then they're in the...
Well, they needed something to happen in the show.
Of course. So then they're in the moving van, and his mom is in there, and she knocks something over, and then she's like, "Oh, look what it is," and it's this fucking teddy bear.
Memento. It was like a sad memento, but it was like on top, and it was.
It looked fake as shit.
I've done better. I've done better physicality.
Well, honey, you're classically trained. Austin's mom is no student of the theater.
You know what? So, there's this weird part of me that wants to be like, nope. I want to be on this. I want to be on the set.
Like to be the acting coach?
Yeah, and be like, nope. I didn't believe her. We're going to have to stage this again.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to get it from a different angle because this angle is so, obviously, I can see the mechanism of you knocking the Tupperware over.
It would be amazing to do full coverage of a reality show.
I feel like they would hate me because I would literally be like, God, come on, guys. We're going to do this again, and I want to believe you this time.
They're never going to hate you.
I want to believe you.
They're never going to hate you as much as they hate themselves.
They're, so tired. I mean, look, by the way, I get it because... Today, I had to film a Food Lion commercial audition, and I felt my soul leaving my body. I literally was like, I don't know if I have this in me.
Because
it was like,
the scene was Janie falls in love with the food lion. It's like a Beauty and the Beast.
You know what? Honestly,
welcome to my grocery kingdom.
If it had been that, I actually would have been so much better than me like pretending to cheer for my invisible child.
Which
is basically like me alone in front of my iPhone.
Folks, if you don't know, commercial auditions. There is so much cheering for fake kids at soccer, sporting events, whatever.
Like, I may as well just make a reel of this and be like, just send them my reel.
That would be...
Just send them my mats.
That would be fucking funny.
Because I can't today. Like,
Why
I just
don't
cannot.
I have a green screen. Why don't we shoot you in a bunch of different outfits cheering for your off-screen child?
What was so crazy is like I had like nothing in me. Like I had nothing in me. Because then I had to drive across town today to do an insurance commercial audition. Mm-hmm. And then yesterday I had to audition. I auditioned for this show I really want. I don't think I'm going to get, but whatever. I had to like memorize 10 pages of that shit. Right. Anyway, I'm tired.
It's called Southern Charm, Los Angeles.
Southern Charm. But like, okay. So then I was like, when I was in drama school, mm-hmm. my professor, like imagine like the opening of like Fame. Okay. With like.
The TV show? With Debbie Allen?
Yes.
With the stick?
We're going to yes.
And this is where you pay.
This is where you pay in sweat. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like, I'm gonna and all that, right?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like fast cuts or whatever. It's like, and when I was in drama school, my acting professor told us what would set an SMU actor apart. By the way, if my friend Samantha is listening right now, she's laughing her ass off right now. What would set an SMU actor apart from all the rest? Okay.
Yeah.
Was getting that 10th audition of the week. You've worked your, paycheck job. You've already worn your shirt 10 times and you've had to like wash it in the sink. Your audition shirt 10 times in the sink. You're tired and you're ready to throw in the towel. But you go to that 10th audition. Like I'd remember this like lecture. Like, and I remember like taking it in and being like, yes, yeah, like the fire in me. Like I was like, I will work that shift at my waitress job and I will memorize those 10 pages mm-hmm. and I will rinse out my audition shirt and I will show up. Cut to cheering for the invisible kid at the food line. And I'm like, I don't fucking want, I want the food lion. I want it because I want like pension and health and union, blah, blah, blah. But I don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I want it.
Well, these were not the auditions that they were talking about.
But like, that's not the mentality I walked out of drama school with. These were the auditions they were this is why I'm I say yes to every fucking thing.
Well, we have to.
That's what I'm saying though. Like I've been brainwashed for decades.
I remember being it was at Sketchfest in San Francisco and there was a known actor who's like a working actor, always works. And he was
like, you remember his name. You're just not. Saying his name?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
And he was mad. I was chatting with him. He like looked at his phone. He's like, God damn it. I gotta go back Monday. I have to audition for this Three Stooges movie. Cause they did like a reboot of the Three Stooges, the Farrelly brothers.
Oh my God. I think I remember that.
Yes. And I remember thinking like, why do you have to, don't audition for that. Like that's going to suck. You know what I mean?
What, like the movie's going to suck?
Yes. And it's like, and I thought, but I remember thinking like, he feels like he cannot say no to this for some reason. It's not like he was a struggling actor,
But maybe he wants to work with the Farrelly brothers. Like maybe it's not about.
It didn't seem like it. It did, and maybe not on this movie. I don't know. I mean, the bloom had been off the rose with Farrelly brothers.
How do you you know, that's the thing is like, sometimes like you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, for example, my friend Katie Featherston, who listens to this podcast and is also an SMU actor and a fine actor.
Yeah.
You know her from Paranormal Activity, the franchise.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, she was just fresh out of school and auditioning, or, you know, maybe like, you know, going to whatever auditions and saying yes to everything. Yeah. She didn't know Paranormal Activity was going to become.
But that's that's the opposite of what I'm saying.
Well, that's a good point, I guess.
Because this was a guy who was already working, was established, and then felt like, oh, I have to audition for this thing that I don't want to be in this. I don't want to do this.
Right.
Whereas Katie's coming out and it's like, here's an interesting project.
But she's trying to get like experiences and credits on her reel. And she's, and also like, it was a cool it ended up being a cool. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, she got to show off her acting. She got to show off her acting chops.
Absolutely. And she's part of that franchise. Like, she's been in multiple of those movies.
Yeah.
You know, she shows
Shout
up
out to Katie Featherston.
Absolutely. Hi, Feathers.
She's a friend of the pod. And by the way, she has launched a new podcast. I just am going to say that.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
I want to check it out. I can't, the name, I got to look it up. I'm going to say it on the second half.
Nice.
I'll look
tease.
it up.
That's a good tease.
I'll look it up and say it on the second half because I want to check it out myself. Because I saw her like plugging it and I was like, oh, I want to check this out.
Cool. Okay. We will plug that in the second half.
Yes. So anyway, I don't know. Like, and sometimes auditioning, like, I don't know, like you just got to do it. You just got to fucking do it.
I think you have to. And I feel like when I was younger, I turned down auditions that I should not have turned down when I was still coming up. And I was
when you were not in the position necessarily, because like there is there is something, but okay, here's another thing that you don't learn in school that you learn in the School of Hard Knocks, which is sometimes the audition is not about the audition.
Yeah.
Sometimes the audition is about like trying to establish a relationship.
Yeah.
With either a casting office or a producer or just whatever, you know, like,
absolutely.
And so like, sometimes you're going in and even though like you're attacking the material, you know, you're really just going in to be like, hey, you can trust me with tough material. I know I'm not going to get this.
Yeah.
But you can trust me, to come in on a dime.
Absolutely.
And like show you my thing.
But you know, here was the problem.
But you don't learn that. You don't learn that. That is like something that you have to find out later.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's just, it is kind of known that you don't turn down auditions.
No.
And my doing that, like, it haunts me because I feel like I insulted people, you know, by not doing it. And I also broke like an unwritten rule, you know. And I think that some people probably held it against me, you know, and wrote me off.
I mean, maybe, but I also think like careers are long and
sure feels that way.
But you can always come out and say like, you know, as a younger artist, I had certain like personal blocks that had nothing to do with that I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And like you can make that known and like share that like widely.
I know.
Because other artists
well, look,
do
if
that.
You're listening, casting, Hollywood, if you're listening.
Paul's open for biz.
I'm a good guy now. I'm not mean.
Because, like, I found out from my friend Krista something chilling, actually, recently.
Oh, boy.
Apparently, like, because she's started her own management company, so she manages actors and stuff. And apparently, like, on the breakdown services, which is how actors get submitted and how there's, like, a website that is like the communication tool between reps and the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Okay. It's called the breakdowns. And there is like an agency wide check mark. Like say you're with like KFC. I'm just making that. They're one of the top 5.
I'm repped by KFC.
Say you're with KFC. They're one of the top 5, but like you're a dick. Okay.
Yeah.
They can alert the other 200 agents at KFC not to submit you for anything. Internally.
Wait, KFC is in this case the talent agency?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're a client of KFC,
correct,
and you're an asshole,
yes,
then they can tell everybody else, don't submit this person for anything.
And then I asked her, I said, first of all, that's chilling. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, why would they keep a client that they're saying don't submit for anything?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, because like, I don't know, it could change at any given point, or it could be like somebody kind of famous that you're just keeping on your roster until somebody says, I want to see, I'll just use Jeremy Piven as an example for no particular reason.
He's a great guy.
Perhaps KFC reps someone like Jeremy Piven. Mm-hmm. Perhaps Jeremy Piven drops out. I thought
he was with Sugarfish.
Maybe he has so much sushi. He says he has mercury. That was a very inside baseball joke that you just made. But like, he dropped out of a Broadway play because he said he had mercury. Whatever. If he had said he had toxic shock syndrome, it would have been better. He was like,
I have toxic shock syndrome. Look it up.
Anyway, I'm saying they can say like, don't submit Jeremy Piven.
Right.
I don't think that's true because he's obviously never not worked. He's like never not worked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
this is telling because you have to be in show business.
Yeah.
How much of an asshole you have to be
that they won't even drop you. They'll just they'll put you on ice.
That they'll put you on ice because there's a lot of assholes in this business.
Yeah, they'll put you on ice and then they'll come back to you.
Yeah.
They'll be like, we gotta wait until like the Mel Gibson stuff dies down, and then we'll just da. Right? Don't you think?
Yeah. Although I mean,
you have to be pretty.
I don't think Mel Gibson was auditioning for stuff.
Well, like, do you think, like, for example, Armie Hammer, he clearly had a thing where people were saying he was like scary or something?
Yeah.
And then they, like, a bunch of his he was like a big movie star. Mm-hmm. And a bunch of the big projects like dropped him.
Yeah.
And now it's come out like he has had to sell like condos or something in the Caymans or something. I don't know. Yeah. Like whatever. I don't know. But like my point is, do you think his agency flat out dropped him, or they just like put him on the little icebox check mark? Like, don't submit Army.
I would bet that
just curious.
All parties agreed that Army would perhaps take a step back.
But did they drop him is my point.
That I don't know.
Like if I'm like, listen.
If you'd have to look it up and see if
like
he's still
say I just got like a huge overall deal with 10 of the streamers.
Right.
And I was given like a budget of like
that is an overall deal.
Like say I was given
10 of the streamers.
Say my budget was $1.2 billion for no particular reason.
Just won the lottery.
And then I'm like, you know what? I just don't see anyone but Army in this part that I'm developing. Who do I call? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, is there anybody like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that also depends on.
Do I have to like ask to get a tour of a condo first in the Bahamas or whatever and say?
I think that you could probably get him to do it if you had enough champagne to fill the Nile. All right, we have to take a break.
Yes.
Hey, have you tried that place Good Help? Yeah, it sucks. That's why I want to talk to you about BetterHelp. It's better than good. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Look, life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, detachment, fatigue, and more. Check, and check. I know that for me, the last few years have been a real struggle at times, and I have found myself feeling hopeless, feeling despair, and feeling tired as hell. It's a bad feeling, and it gets in the way of what you want to do, your creativity, your outlook on life. It's bad news. We associate burnout with work, but that's not the only cause. As we all know by now, any of our roles in life can lead us to feel burned out, and BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with a therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Now, our Stay at Homekins listeners will get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/homekins. Let me read that again in a less clunky way. Stay at Homekins listeners can get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/homekins. That's betterhelp.com/homekins. BetterHelp. Better than good.
Do you like having dinner like we do? Well, guess what? Green Chef is here to help you. They're sponsoring us, and we love them. They are a meal kit company, and they are CCOF certified. They make eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, veg, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals, which is what I always select as the balanced meal selection. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. Maybe you're not like the best cook in the world. Guess what? Green Chef makes it easy for you. There's nice, brightly colored recipe cards. It takes you step by step. Everything is portioned out. Green Chef now offers more variety and flexibility than ever before with double the choices. So if members of your household eat differently, you can order meals to suit every lifestyle. Their expert chefs curate every recipe so you yourself can enjoy at-home restaurant quality dishes without compromising flavor. Personally, I have enjoyed all of our Green Chef recipes. We had that amazing lamb burger that time. Oh my gosh. So with seasonal produce, premium proteins, and organic ingredients, you can trust Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. It's convenient and easy. It's time-saving. It takes the mental load off of you. It's pre-measured and prepped. Comes straight to your door with leaving you more time to savor the sunshine. So with Green Chef, you're also reducing your food waste by at least 25% versus grocery shopping because there's much less waste because it's all portioned out for you and all the thought is put into it. So I love Green Chef. Paul and I haven't enjoyed them. My favorite thing to do is to make them and then take a photo next to the photo of the recipe card. So go to greenchef.com/homekins135 and use code homekins135 to get $130 off across 5 boxes plus free shipping on your first box. That's greenchef.com/homekins135. Use code HOMEKINS135 to get $135 off across 5 boxes plus free shipping on your first box. So please visit our wonderful sponsor, Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. Thanks, Green Chef. Welcome back.
And we're back.
Paul's fine. He might have had a little frog in his throat.
I had to cough. I had a sudden little tickle in my throat.
It was making me laugh.
I ran out of the room.
Not like laugh like I was amused, but I was trying to do the Green Chef.
You're already on the record as having laughed at my choking.
So bad. Anyway, so just as promised, Katie's podcast is
Previously on Stay at Homekins. What's it called?
A to Z with Clinton.
No, we're doing the previously on.
What am I supposed to say?
Well, what happened previously on the line?
Oh, I don't know. We'll look it up after the break.
Okay.
Wait, start over.
Previously on Stay at Homekins. Which has a podcast? What's it called?
You know what? I'm going to look it up and then share it after the break.
And now, the thrilling conclusion to what happened before. Well, I looked it up.
You're supposed to say what's it called? Because it's like in reality show style.
But it wouldn't just... They don't just reset the
yes,
question.
Yes, they do. The reality show style, they show the thing three times.
They show the same thing 3 times.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you have to say it again.
But if I say... And then what are you going to say?
I don't know. I have to look it up after the break.
We're doing 2 different genres of television is the problem.
What genre are you doing?
I was doing like a drama.
Like a premium cable?
Maybe a premium cable. I was thinking more of like a network hour-long drama.
Sure.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's called A to Z with Clint and Katie.
I was like already subscribed to it. It comes out twice a month and they tackle a topic according to the letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, they're friends. They're longtime friends. He's a musician. Katie's an actress. And they will they're going in order, alphabetical order. So like the first episode's about auditions. Second episode, Bachelor Nation. Get it?
A to Z. Subscribe, guys.
Now, are they going to, I hope they're going to restart after they reach Z.
I don't know.
Or Z for any of our UK listeners.
Maybe they'll do a different language.
How many different alphabets are there?
Got to be hundreds.
There's Cyrillic. There's the Japanese alphabet.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not good with languages. By the way, we'll get into that when we get into recommendations. That we were watching something with like different languages.
Yes.
Like some bilingual, trilingual situation. And
Yes.
I'm like, I'm out. Like if someone was like, you have this great opportunity to audition for something, but you have to be bilingual, I'd be like, well, you're screwed because I can't.
What if they
this.
said you have a year to like
No,
pick
it
up
wouldn't
some
happen.
basics?
It just.
You don't think in a year you
I
could pick up?
don't have the
What if they
facility. I don't have the facility.
What if they said we want you to do this, but you have to learn to play the guitar?
Maybe if it was only French. If it was the language French, I could do it because I had it in college.
Right.
Guitar I couldn't do because my skin is real, like the callus. I can't.
You can develop a callus. You don't think you could develop a callus on your fingertips?
I'm not suited to things.
What about the flute?
Different? I could maybe the flute.
Okay.
Maybe the flute.
If they said, we have this, we're doing a Lizzo biopic, you're going to play her rival.
Oh my God, the Salieri.
You're going to play Lizzo Salieri.
Oh my God. By the way, I would watch this movie.
Absolutely. Oh, you know what? I
would watch this movie.
They're doing.
I want to play Lizzo Salieri.
This kind of weird thing
I want to play because I don't have to be as good. I don't have to be as good.
No, but you do have to be.
Because I can't get as good as her.
But you still have to be reasonably good at the flute where that's your job.
I think the flute I could master more than a guitar, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the difference between winds and strings. Like, is it?
I think you know the difference.
No, I mean, I don't know like what kind of facility you would need for music. Like,
right. It's not easy.
Wait, what were you about to say?
I was about to say, that Weird Al biopic that's coming out. It's basically like a crazy version of his life.
Right, like it's going to be a little bit goofy.
Yes.
It's not it's not
going to be really funny.
It's not straightforward.
No.
It's a little bit fantastical.
It's going to be really
something.
funny.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun.
And I don't think I've told anybody this. I got to be on the set one day.
Are you allowed to? Oh, okay.
I got to be on the set one day.
I didn't know if you were allowed.
And I saw Daniel Radcliffe in the Weird Al costume.
Which they leaked online.
Yes. Yeah.
People have seen that already.
But I need to tell you that I was there all day, and it was never not funny to see him in that getup.
Really?
In the wig and the mustache and the glasses and the Hawaiian shirt. Like every time I looked over at him, it was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, it's coming out on like streaming.
Yeah, on the Roku channel.
Like we don't even have to like go to the theater even.
No, we don't.
All right, I have a question.
Speaking of the theater.
Wait, before you get into that.
Okay.
This is because I wanted to ask this really quick.
Okay.
It's an ethics question.
Oh.
No, it's not ethics.
Oh.
Moral?
Let's decide after. Why don't you tell me what the question is, and then we'll figure out the genre.
What would you do?
I love it. What would you do?
Earlier today, a fly got in the house.
Ugh.
I went in the bathroom, just getting ready to go do something. The fly was crawling on the bristles of my toothbrush.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do?
Having not seen it, having not been in the same position, I would like to think I would just clean the shit out of the toothbrush and not be worried about it. Mm-hmm. But if I actually saw the fly crawling on my toothbrush, I might have to get rid of that toothbrush. Yeah. Because I don't know if I would ever not think about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
I don't think this is a moral or ethical question.
It was a what would you do?
It was a what would you do?
It was a what would you do?
Do you remember there was a show called What Would You Do?
Oh, and they pranked people. Like they would show people like punching a homeless lady in the face.
I don't know that it ever got that extreme.
Yeah, they would be like, oh my God, like you're sitting there and you're eating your ice cream sundae alone. Like you think you're having a great time and there's like hidden cameras. And then all of a sudden, like the line cook grabs your waitress's boob in front of you.
Right.
And then you're supposed to be like, fuck, like I'm just sitting here having my ice cream. That's what would you do, right?
It would be like,
what would you do?
Yeah, you would see, there would be like, say you were sitting at a table and there was a couple sitting at, the bar, and they're attracting enough attention that you notice them, right? Mm-hmm. So then the woman gets up to go to the bathroom, and then the guy puts something in her drink. And then the question is, what would you do?
Okay.
You saw it. Would you say anything to her?
Yeah. By the by.
Well, I know you would.
By the by, this show, BTB, this show couldn't get made today because someone would just shoot someone in the fucking face.
Wait, on behalf of the other person?
Yeah. They would just take out a gun. It's America. This is America.
I don't think that's how people
take out a gun.
I don't think that's how people are using guns these days.
Oh yeah, because just this week there was like a lady at Love Airport who took out a gun and started shooting at the ticket counter in the fucking airport.
But I'm saying they're not doing it they're not doing it for like some noble purpose of like, I'm going to defend you. It's like people are crazy and they're just shooting people.
Okay, so they couldn't make the show today because no one would do shit. They would just sit there and be like, fuck you. You're on your own, lady.
I don't know. It would be interesting to see in a post quarantine world, in a COVID world, if people
hold the mirror up. I'm going to hold the mirror up on this terrible society.
Maybe it's not as bad as we think.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet. Well, you know what? That might be true because I did see this report online, apparently, that there's this perception, according to the media, like there's studies done on like the media about like crime in New York City, that it's just like out of control.
Is this the lamestream media we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That there's like all this reporting about how like crime in New York City is like really bad, but that the real statistic about it is like just the normalist uptick of what like a summer, a hot summer. Like it,
I've heard about this.
But like the disconnect is so wild.
Yeah. That is the big thing. I mean, that's always the playbook, but they've been doing it so much lately where it's like Los Angeles crime is out of control. Like any city.
And there's always crime though. That's the thing is like they can always like kind of leverage it in a way because there's always bad things happening every day in big cities. I mean, like people are suffering and people are out of, today, like this lady ran out, like I had to swerve around her because she ran into like oncoming traffic with her like push cart, like a unhoused person.
Right. So you had to get your swerve on.
I had to keep going in traffic. I guess I should have checked if I won the lottery because I could have fucking changed her light. I could find her and I didn't look to see. I didn't want to barf on the brake.
Understood. Understood. I think that's good.
All right.
That's a good pledge to the listeners that we won't barf on the brakes.
Wait, you were going to say, speaking of the theater, let's talk about our experience this week.
We went to the movies recently.
My God.
There's a theater in Glendale.
Oh my God.
That
I hesitate to share this with the world.
Well, I think we should. It's one of those theaters where you can sit down in a big fucking recliner.
I'm going to ruin it because now
they bring food to you, and the tickets
on Tuesdays are only $5 fucking dollars. $5. It's called $5 Tuesdays. It's called $5 Tuesdays. It's called $5 Tuesday. See, this is what it's going to suck because now everyone's going to be at the theater. Like it was kind of empty-ish.
No one in LA listens to our show.
All right, so it was $5 fucking dollars. You sit down in your fucking recliner, which is so fucking comfortable. Okay, then you take your iPhone and you scan the QR code on this little tray, and then a menu comes up, and then you click and you buy things with your Apple Pay, and the only drawback is It is a Pepsi theater. Imagine having...
I didn't know what you were going to say, but it is true. It's a Pepsi theater.
It's a fucking Pepsi theater.
Yeah.
I was kind of like pissed.
I like to get a nice Coca-Cola, like a Coke Zero.
Well, I get a Coke. I get a real Coke at the theater.
But you know what I did instead?
I know you got
Pepsi's
that lemonade.
Not that bad. I got a lemonade.
But they didn't even have like
so
root beer.
good.
Pepsi doesn't even offer a root beer.
Doesn't?
Like there was a Mr. Pibb and I was like, I don't trust that.
Doesn't Pepsi own Mug?
Yeah, where was the mug?
Is Mug out there by itself?
I read today Milk Duds are being discontinued. And I was like, what the fuck?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
That can't be true.
Well, they discontinued Choco Tacos. Not
well,
that Choco
sure,
Tacos
but
are not.
Milk Duds. You can't discontinue Milk Duds.
I don't know.
The movies.
Maybe it's fake news. I hope it's fake news.
Who would do such a thing?
I do know they were out of a lot of the candies on the menu because I was like, oh, I was get Sour Patch Kids. No. Oh, I'll get Milk Duds. No, because they were out of them. So I just got French fries.
I got Reese's Pieces and I regret nothing. Me and E.T., baby.
Ugh, Reese's Pieces are not.
They're great.
No.
But you know what's better? Is the M&M peanut butter is better than Reese's Pieces. Or as I called them growing up, Reese's Pieces.
They can't be better than the peanut M&M.
I think
the
they
peanut
are.
M&M has a texture situation going on.
I know. Here's the thing. I will always eat the peanut M&M. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Of course I will. If it's there, I'll eat it.
Yeah, sure. If it's there.
But if I have my own preference,
sure,
I'm gonna get the peanut butter ones.
I mean, if I have my preference, my candy is gonna be chewy. You know, well, that's why I was looking for a Milk Dud. That's why I was looking for a Sour Patch Kid.
Well, now I'm saying if of the M&Ms, I'm not saying if I have my preference. Of course, I might get something else.
Anyway, tell the kids what we saw.
We saw the movie Elvis by Baz Luhrmann.
It was fucking awesome.
It was great.
It was fucking awesome.
The guy playing Elvis is tremendous.
By the way, in terms of like, I'm not a cinephile, so I can't.
In fact, you hate the movies.
No, I love the movies. I just feel like sometimes I don't.
Then you are a cinephile.
I
trapped you.
No, I did take some like film cinema classes in college. Mm-hmm. Like I do love the cinema. I love this art, but I don't consider myself by any means like knowledgeable. Do you know what I mean?
You're not like a student of directorial styles and like.
I notice things.
Yeah.
I have like a passing.
But you don't have so much knowledge that it ruins a movie for you.
No, I definitely do not have that.
Because I've been in movies. I've been in movies with like people who are cinephiles, whatever.
Yes.
And then it's like, I like that movie. And then they'll say, well, I didn't like it because of this, and this. And I'm like, oh, well.
Well, sure.
Guess if I knew all that shit, I wouldn't like it either. But I had fun.
I just found it like transporting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I found it experiential.
Mm-hmm.
I found it emotional, and the visual set pieces helped create the emotion.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Which is not always the case.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times I bond with the performance as the emotional content or the writing.
Yeah.
As the emotional content. And this felt like it was coming at me from every angle emotionally. Mm-hmm. And I don't always experience a film in that way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I just thought it was like fucking detailed as shit. And and the performances were amazing. I mean, like they were amazing.
It was
amazing.
Really a great time at the theater. And I will say this, and this is not about the movie necessarily, but at this theater, because we were in these recliners where you could put your feet up and everything.
Yeah, your feet go out.
The movie's long.
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
With trailers, we were there for a little over 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Guess what? If you're laying down.
And by the way, the air conditioning was blasting in there. And it was like a 90-degree. I felt like
I didn't think so.
It was.
But here's what I'm trying to say.
If they switched to Coke, like that shit would be fucking chef's kiss. Keep going.
That's why there's not that many people. When the weight of your torso is not pressing down on you, you don't have to go to the bathroom during a 3-hour movie.
No, yeah, that's a good point because I drank that bucket of Pepsi. Mm-hmm. I drank the bucket of Pepsi because it was there, you know. And I adjusted my reclining positions throughout.
It was great.
I loved it.
It was the best.
I fucking loved it. I loved the movie. And then I got like in this Elvis wormhole because, to be honest, I knew like, it's not that I knew nothing, but I wasn't an expert. Like for sure, like when the Beatles documentary and stuff, like I knew way more about the Beatles.
Yes.
Than Elvis. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I don't know why that is. I think just like, because I like country and blues. Like, I love that kind of music.
Yeah, yeah. But Elvis was, when we were kids, Elvis was already like, he was done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't as alive as the Beatles music was because it seemed so far, because we got to see the Beatles, you got to hear the Beatles progress from like that early rock and roll music to all the artistic shit they did later and then their solo stuff. And Elvis, when you would think of Elvis, the stuff that you would hear when we were kids was, baby, won't you be, I love him, baby.
But I like that stuff too.
Yeah, it's fine. But you're not drawn to it as much, you know, when you're coming of age and you're discovering music. You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, and I have been to Graceland.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's not that. It's weirdly not as big as, it's not big.
That's what I've heard. But
the thing about Graceland is all of the rooms look like they are frozen in time, like shag carpets and, you know, things left up, like it just like was frozen kind of. And there's like a lot of Elvis memorabilia there. And then,
of course.
You can find out like, then you get to like the end and you realize like he's like there, he's buried next to his mom there.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh shit, this is like sacred in some way.
Out in the yard.
Yeah, out in the yard. I knew all about like how he was poor. I mean, because I had been to Graceland.
Yeah.
So I knew like he was poor, he was Christian, he grew up in these churches and like I knew all of that. Mm-hmm. But I just didn't know anything about the story of him and the Colonel. Like I didn't know any of that.
I knew more than you did.
Yeah, you knew more than I did.
But it was still, I mean, Austin Butler's performance in this was amazing.
It was like transcendent.
And he did his own singing and all the fucking
the physicality.
The physicality of it was like, it was wild. It was wild. It was really wild.
He was a vessel.
Yeah.
He was a vessel.
In a way that when we talked about this a little bit after we saw it, in a way that I don't remember ever seeing in a biopic. Maybe Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles. I mean, that was like, but here's the thing also.
But Elvis compared to Ray Charles is a different, like, he was so many different versions.
Yes, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
like
true.
Ray Charles kind of like, you get the Ray Charles down and then you've got the Ray Charles down.
Right.
Whereas Elvis had like all these different phases.
Yeah. I think
physically.
I think it's also when you're not as when you're familiar with an actor, it does take something away from it because you're conscious of that person acting like the other famous person.
That's why he wouldn't cast Harry Styles. Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
No, apparently Harry Styles really wanted to play the part.
Wow.
And Baz was like, "You're Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Like you can't."
Yeah.
Not that he couldn't like perform it. But he would bring Harry Styles to
He would bring too much baggage.
He would bring Harry Styles to the table.
Yeah.
You know?
Which I kind of felt about Tom Hanks as the Colonel.
Yeah.
And I felt like if that had been somebody that we didn't know that well.
We were with Carla, and
it's like
Carla said she suggested Jim Broadbent, who would have been good casting.
Yeah.
But maybe not for the younger parts, I guess, because Jim Broadbent. He's older than Tom Hanks, isn't he?
I think he is older than Tom Hanks, but
physically,
I mean, this movie was not afraid of makeup, so I think they could have handled it.
That's true.
But yeah, it's like it is that thing of you have to have somebody like Tom Hanks in order to get this movie made. You know, especially if you want to have
Tom Hanks in the part. Y'all were taken aback with it, but I wasn't.
It just was not.
I thought he was good.
I didn't think he was bad necessarily, but
you felt it was.
He was always Tom Hanks to me.
Yeah.
Yes, he was always Tom Hanks to me, and especially alongside this other actor that I'm not really familiar with. This is my first time seeing him in something, to my knowledge. I've come to find out that he was Tex. What's his name?
Oh, Tex Watson
Watkins in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah. So I didn't have that projection on top of what he was doing. And really
who remembers
it makes
any
a huge
actors
difference.
who remembers any actors in that movie other than Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I do remember the little girl. She was really good.
Yeah.
A double
Cuckoo High.
And then they really underused Margot Robbie.
She was Sharon Tate. Yeah.
Whatever. I don't want to get into that movie. I really thought the Elvis movie was special.
Yeah.
So then I got on this,
and I'm glad we saw it in a theater.
Oh, 100%.
We had our masks on.
100. Well, I did eat my fries and
I ate my sandwich and my fries and my snack.
It was like there weren't that many people in there. It was fine.
No. That one lady.
She was a pill.
She was having a hard time figuring out.
She couldn't get this QR code, or she didn't have Apple Pay connected to her thing, and the guy had to help her, and she was like...
And then after that, she ordered a ton of shit.
And she fucking she didn't bus her area.
She didn't bus her area. In this house,
we bus after a movie theater.
We bus after a movie theater.
Honestly, it's one of my biggest fucking pet peeves. If you go to a movie and you buy a bunch of fucking shit at the concessions, just take it with you on the way out.
What's
your fucking problem?
There's a trash can on the way out. Just throw it away.
What's your fucking problem that you have to leave a half-empty bucket of popcorn behind for the kid?
There are some people that think, have you ever heard this? There are some people that think like, well, it gives them something to do.
Oh, I thought like maybe they think like that's like part of what you're paying for.
Well, there's definitely those people too. You know what I mean? There's people that are like, oh, the shopping cart, that's somebody's job to do that.
Fine.
And it's like, no, put the shopping cart away.
Put the shopping cart in the area.
You're rushing off to surgery?
If it's somebody's job to do it, then why is there a fucking area in the parking lot that says...
Help them out! Help them out!
Fucking... I'll tell you what. I'm gonna reboot What Would You Do? And instead...
This is what I'm saying.
I'm just gonna watch people leave a movie, and then I'm gonna be like, stop. Everybody stop.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you leave your fucking half bucket of popcorn there?
Everybody has to stop.
Yeah.
Even the people that did take their trash out.
Because I want to shame them.
Well, it's on TV.
But I want to shame them in that. I want the energy.
You want the stage energy of shaming them as well as the filmed energy of shaming them.
Yeah, I want the staged energy of shaming them.
You can't take this girl off the boards.
Also, it's more interesting for the viewer at home. Because then I'm going to interview everybody and I'm going to say, what were you thinking when I said stop?
What if then I'm doing my own show.
Okay.
And I say, now everybody else, now you stop.
Wait, who's stopping?
I'm stopping you.
Wait, me?
And I'm saying.
Me?
Yes.
As the host of What Would You?
Yes, because I'm saying my show is What Would You Do about What Would You Do? And I say, stop, look, she made all these people who did the right thing. She interrupted their day too.
Wait, I'm the asshole in this?
Exactly.
I'm the asshole?
It's a meta show. You know how they have
Yeah, I get it.
Instead of
I get it.
Instead of like an AMC companion show where afterwards they talk about the show you just watched, this show, there's this show, and then the other show, it comes on right after it. And it points out the things that you did wrong.
Would this be a Mr. Show sketch?
For sure. Yes, it would be. It might be.
Wait, that's
It's been a while. I don't remember all of them.
Anyway, I really liked the Elvis movie. And I also liked everything about seeing the movie in the theater. The $5 ticket.
Do you know what here's what I'm bummed about.
The Pepsi.
Well, not the Pepsi. But I feel like I handled that nicely.
I'm sneaking in a fucking Coke next time.
But I saw that Nope was playing there, and I wish that I could see it there.
I know. Because you're leaving town.
Yeah.
And you for sure won't be here on a Tuesday when it's only $5.
No, and it'll probably be out of theaters by the time I get back.
Everyone says that movie's really good.
Although I do have a couple days where I come back here in the middle.
But it's not Tuesdays.
There might be a Tuesday in there.
No, I don't think there's a Tuesday. I'll look again, but if there is, I'll go with you on a Tuesday.
If you look again and there is a Tuesday, will you barf?
My mom said that she wants to see Nope. And so...
Really?
Yeah, she wants to see it.
What made her want to see that? That's a surprise to me.
I haven't seen the trailer for Nope. It's horror, right? Satirical horror?
It's like sci-fi horror.
Oh, okay. So
yeah. I mean, of course, it's Jordan Peele. There's a satirical element to it. But you know what? It would be fun to get high and go see that.
Oh, shit. You know what we haven't done yet is get high and watch Prehistoric Earth. Which I really want to do.
Didn't we do that once?
Not Prehistoric Earth with the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Maybe we did. And they were not the big dinosaurs yet, though.
It didn't grab. No, because we saw a big dinosaur fight. Remember? Where they were smashing their long necks.
By the way, I guess I got too high because I don't remember.
It wasn't what we wanted it to be, where we were going to be tripping out. We were just like, I'm sleepy.
That's true.
We took the wrong kind. Anyway,
yes.
Do you have recommendations? You teased a recommendation earlier.
I did, but I'm not going to talk about that particular recommendation quite yet because I'll let you have that as your recommendation.
Okay.
If you want.
Sure.
I just want to talk about this book I just finished.
Okay.
That's why. I read, so, I love a celebrity memoir. Like I'm a real celebrity memoir bitch.
CMB, absolutely.
Like, I just enjoy them. And I saw that Jennifer Lewis had a celebrity memoir called The Mother of Black Hollywood. And I didn't know she had a memoir. And so, because we saw her in this show and I went to her Twitter and then she had it on her Twitter. And I was like, I'm going to get this. And so I started reading it. And holy shit. First of all, like, it's so funny because she's funny. You know what I mean? Like she's no holds barred kind of, but also but she talks about real stuff. Like she has mental illness and she talks very candidly about her mental illness and like sex addiction and stuff like this.
When you told me that she had a book, I was like, oh, I didn't know she wrote a memoir. And you said, yeah, apparently she's bipolar and she was a sex addict. And I was like, that's a lot already.
She has bipolar.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes. And so she
I forgot. I just learned that too.
Yes, I just learned that. But like but in addition to that, also like, has worked a lot in Hollywood. Like sometimes like when I'm reading celebrity memoir, it's sort of like there's this, longing I have for a period in Hollywood that I was not alive to experience, and sort of like in a weird way, like part of why I went into show business, like this sort of like I went into show business at a time when things were rapidly changing on us all. Like this type of industry it is very different, even just like since the pandemic. I mean, honestly,
absolutely.
But like there was this period in show business of like community and kind of like you knew everyone. I don't know. It was just different. Like the internet hadn't, but she's been around for the whole thing because she's even had like viral videos happen and stuff anyway, I just really enjoyed it and I enjoyed her writing because it was so candid and very funny and raw. I just am recommending.
I didn't know you finished it already.
Yeah, it's kind of. Oh, and then I like tweeted about it because I was like, "Oh my gosh, this thing is like off the hook." And then she was like, "Thank you so much," and I was like, "Oh my god."
She said your name too.
I know, but anyone who like tweets about her, like she says, "Thank you."
Still, it is fun to see
because she's kind of she is a diva. Like I'm not making this up. Like she talks about being like how everything is about her.
Yeah.
Like she even had like this failed talk show pilot.
Wow.
And she was like, turns out I don't know how to talk about anything but myself. Like that is like, she's like very full on, like, like I'm the star, but like part of that is just her makeup. Like she's just, and she's very talented. So
yeah.
Anyway, that was my recommendation. If you're looking for something kind of to take your mind off the shit in the world.
I have a book recommendation as well.
We're so literary.
Now, here's what happened. I saw that there was this show on Apple TV called Slow Horses.
Okay.
And it was a spy thing, and Gary Oldman was in it.
Oh, sounds awesome.
Right? And so I watched the first episode. I think I saw that it was based on, in the description, like it's based on a series of books. Series of novels. And it's about, these, it's like it's set in England, and it's, the premise is if you fuck up in MI5, which is like I think that's their FBI.
No, it's their CIA.
That's their CIA?
Yeah.
And MI6 is the FBI?
Oh.
I think MI6 is the CIA and MI5 is
Never
the
mind.
FBI.
I didn't know they had an FBI called MI5.
They have so many MIs.
They do? They have 1 through 6. I know that, I guess.
I honestly wonder if they have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like what? I don't know what they would be. One's the post office, maybe. But if you fuck up, you get sent to this place where you just do paperwork until you want to quit. Right. So
That's
it's
funny.
like, yeah, it's a great premise. And so I watched the first episode and I was like, I think I want to read the book.
Yeah.
And so I went and I read the first book and I was instantly into it.
And the book is called what?
The first book is called Slow Horses. The series is called Slough House. Slough.
Is that the name of where they go to do the paperwork at the Slough House?
They go to Slough House, yes. And there's 8 books in the series and a few novellas. Do they call them
Slow Horses as like a nickname?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
Like, oh, you're a slow horse?
Yeah.
Because you're at the Slough House?
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. Okay.
Exactly.
So the Brits, aren't they adorable?
But man, I've never done this before. I immediately started the second book and now I'm on the 6th book.
What? How many?
I've just been going through 8.
Oh, fun.
And then the collected novellas will come out, I think, pretty soon.
So the author is still active?
Yes, Mick Herron. And he's written other stuff in addition to
the Slough
these
House
books.
series.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm really enjoying them.
You've gotten into all the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. The stories are great. And the world is great. And I've not read anything like really just fun like that in a while.
Where you just want to get to the next page.
Yeah, I'm just into it.
I love that.
And I know that they have another season already shot of the TV show. Oh, so then I went back and watched, after I read the first book, I watched the rest of the series because I knew it was.
And the series is good?
The series is good. Yeah, it's a great cast. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool.
And I can't wait for the second season. But yeah, so if you're looking for something fun to read, I recommend those books. They're really enjoyable.
That's fun. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I need another celebrity memoir. I did get Jennifer Grey's Out of the Corner. It came off hold on the library. I think I might read it, but I'm not sure. But I think I might. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Jennifer Lewis was so entertaining.
Yeah.
But, I do like
Molly Shannon has. Did you read Molly Shannon's?
Oh, yeah.
I bet that one's really good.
I do want to read that one.
I have that, but I haven't read it
Hello,
yet.
Molly.
Yeah.
That one is, yeah. I do want to read that one for sure.
We also
we
can also recommend Tokyo Vice, which we've been watching on.
Well, that's what I was going to let you recommend. That's what I was saying with the bilingual, trilingual actors.
Yes,
because this kid, Ansel Elgort, he was like the lead in the new, what's it called? What's that story? Yeah.
Elgort.
Ansel Elgort.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's playing this real life journalist. It's an HBO series. And my friend Krista recommended it because I had seen like the thing, but I didn't know anything about it.
Same. Yeah.
And she was like, no, it's quite good. It's based on this guy's real experience where he sort of like embedded himself with the Yakuza, like in Japan in the 90s. And he's like a journalist, and he was like the first English speaking like foreign journalists for
this paper,
the Tokyo paper.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, now wait a minute. Like, that is not what I thought this was. Like, I was like, this is so up my alley.
Yeah.
Like, everything you're saying, I'm like totally on board with.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started watching it, and it's Michael Mann.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this whole, cinematic world.
Yeah.
Well, these American actors are like just like throwing off Japanese like it's no big deal. And I'm like, I don't get this. Like, did they speak Japanese to begin with? Like,
yeah,
it just seems like that's a very difficult language for a Western person to learn. And like, so I started like reading articles, and, like they did like have to learn and all this stuff. And, and I think all of the Japanese actors already spoke Japanese.
I think they did.
I wonder, because like, they're like, I'm like, oh, they're just like, probably like, we're not raised in America and already had other languages under their belt or something like that. Like, I don't know.
I know. It's always mortifying when you see someone not from America in a movie
in like language, like dropping in and out of languages like it's not a thing.
Yeah. And it's like we take 4 years of a language in high school and then forget all of it.
By the way, you should learn when you're a child, a baby.
I know.
Well, anyway, I was just impressed with sort of like the execution of the show, and I knew nothing about the story, and it's really intense. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you like Michael Mann stuff.
Yeah.
You like Michael Mann stuff? I do. Like he was
off and on, yeah. Like
Heat wasn't.
Heat was not one of my favorites, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't always like it. Heat didn't do it for me for whatever reason.
I will say I like disappearing into the world of Tokyo in the 90s because it's very seductive and colorful and foreign, and I like how they're approaching the culture of it. Like that the expats are very just like obsessed and enamored with the culture, which allows us as viewers to kind of just embrace it. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I think like visiting Tokyo would be just like amazing.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Someday.
Yeah.
We'll do it someday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
okay.
Anyway, those are our recommendations. Other than that, I don't know. Just like there's so much stuff out there. It's hard to do recommendations when we're only once a month now.
And yet we managed to do it every time.
I know, but I know that I've read like 1,000 other books and listened to 1,000 other podcasts and watched 1,000 other shows.
Follow us online and see the things that we say.
Well, that's a good point.
But look, before we go, Comedy Bang Bang is on tour right now. You can see all my dates, paulftompkins.com/live. If I'm going to be coming to a town near you or your actual town, and hit me up on Cameo. If you have disposable income and you're bad with it, then you know where to find me.
And like eventually, like your Cameo is probably going to get written up in like the New York Times or something, right? Why? Someone's got to pick this up. That you're doing like no one else is doing what you're doing on Cameo, which
I don't
is
think
like
so.
Like you're doing special like comedy bits for people, and like have people been saying good things?
Yeah. Like I'm getting good reviews. Everybody seems happy with them. There was one person who was upset because he didn't quite. But I will check.
He didn't understand that.
Yes,
angle.
He didn't watch like my intro video or whatever. But I check if I feel like I think they don't get it. I will check with people, and everybody always says. Now they always say, "Yeah, no, I got it. Do whatever you want."
I have a question about.
So basically, if I have not explained this before, what I do is I don't need any details about the person. You can tell me what the occasion is, and then I do like a weird bit of improvised comedy that makes it seem like it's about an event that's not what the actual event is. But if you watch hey, look, if you want to see something for free, just go to Cameo and look at the ones that I've done.
Sample ones.
Yeah.
I have a question about the Comedy Bang Bang tour. Mm-hmm. Are they going to be like live streamed at all? Or
no, but
what?
they will be. They're all going to be recorded and then they're uploaded, I think, a day or two later on cbbworld.com. Yes.
So, and that's a subscription service.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think they will be part of the regular Comedy Bang Bang free feed. I think you would have to sign up for...
Because these are shows that you're doing on stage.
Yeah, because they're like extra shows.
And you're like flying around to do them.
Yeah, and because the podcast will continue while, like, Scott has banked enough episodes to get through the tour. So on Mondays, there will still be regular episodes
the regular Comedy Bang
for
Bang.
free. Yeah.
And this is going to be like bonus content in addition. Okay.
Exactly.
I just had a question about that. And in addition to that,
I have time for 2 more.
I do have one more question because you did do a Varietopia since we last spoke.
Yes.
I believe. No, we talked about it.
No.
We actually talked about it.
Yeah, because that was March, I think.
But is that up yet?
Oh no, the one that I just did in
at the Lodge Room
in July. That is not up yet. It is being. I've gotten an early edit of it, and I have to look at it.
Well, I hope it's up by the time this drops in August. But there are other Varietopias up.
Yes.
On your special dedicated Vimeo channel. Is that correct?
Yes. If you check out my Vimeo page, you will see that there are pay-per-view options, and I have shows
gotta
up
watch
there.
Varietopia, y'all.
Yeah, and the next one is September 4th at Lodge Room.
Because that's the shit.
Yes.
But your recent Varietopia isn't quite up, but hopefully...
No, the July one is not up yet, but yes, hopefully by the time people are hearing this, it will be up.
It will be up, and it will be on your
really fun show.
Dedicated Vimeo channel.
Yes, that's right. My dedicated Vimeo channel.
Yes, y'all get it. Y'all get it.
All right,
y'all,
look.
until we speak again.
Stay safe.
Stay
strong.
And stay strong.
We haven't done it in such a long time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do I need to edit this out? This is bullshit.
No, look. Let's try it again.
Bullshit.
Let's try it again.
This is like, what would you do? What would you do? This feels like, what would you do? What would you do?
What would you do about what would you do?
What would you do about what would you do? This is what this feels like.
Hey, we'll see you next time. And until then, stay safe, stay sane, and stay strong.